Brock Purdy. After his last game, he's now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Seahawks and the Lumberjacks on EA Sports.
"22 men ready to do battle. It's time to dance." And off we go here in Anchorage. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by a guy certainly still trying to prove himself here in the league, the young rookie quarterback.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now the first carry for Cam Akers. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. These two teams, you might recall, met back in mid-season, week 8 to be exact. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. 2nd and 6. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. This is just the last thing you want to see in the final week of the regular season. I hope he's okay. We'll step aside and be right back. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. That one good for 16 as the drive continues.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid game.
A good convergence there defensively, only a yard, and it's 2nd down. You talk about this Seahawk defense. Right now in the National Football League, they're ranked number 18 against the pass.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
Eluding the pressure right. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. It's safe to say the passing game has found a rhythm. He's now 4 of 4, but might need to be 5 of 5 to keep this drive going here as they face a 3rd down.
And maybe perhaps you show a running play, right? Maybe a little play action here to go ahead and let him throw the ball downfield. I wouldn't get away from him flinging it because 4 for 4 already. I think he's got a good chance of picking this one up here on 3rd down.
A 47-yard attempt.
And this one is right through. And the opening drive of the game yields 3. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. So following the touchdown, here's Moody back out to send it away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And a look here at their signal caller, the 5th-year quarterback.
I loved our discussion this week. You know, we had our weekly phone call to talk about our game coming up. And we had to reflect on the fact that he won the NFC Offensive Player of the Week award last week, yet his team lost. You don't see that very often.
No, I know a lot of people dislike that, but when you look at the numbers across the conference from last week, he was clearly the best. So I say the award goes to him, and it did.
Yeah, I agree with you totally. He was so good, they just couldn't ignore him.
Well, when you get an elite running back like he is, sometimes you've got to employ the by any means necessary method to get him down.
Yeah, sometimes you're relieved even if a flag comes out. But if you just get the hand up and you get it on the mask, you can kind of get away with that. But as soon as you curl it around a finger or the hand, that's pretty easy for everyone to see, and they'll call that one every time.
Purdy now on 2nd down. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And he can't escape, and down he goes.
Nick Bosa drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up fourth down. Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 23. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards.
And they will take over first and 10.
And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there.
And what they do know is that they'll be playing at home come January, at least for one game, as they have locked up the NFC West.
And everyone wants that top spot, partner. We know that because that guarantees you home field advantage throughout the playoffs. But whether or not that's in the cards or not, you have to be impressed with how this team is played.
Second and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy.
Meanwhile, this one knocked down in the backfield. It's incomplete. Now they face a third and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now back to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
Touchdown!
Tyquan Thornton
with touchdown number 12 on the year.
And the Lumberjacks are able to add on to that lead. Moody good with the extra point.
And the lead grows to 10-0. The drive there only spanning 3 plays.
And it was Tyquan Thornton who brought in the touchdown reception to cap things off.
And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25.
Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive.
So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
They had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on second and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Woods will say he should have had it, and it's third down.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. But you look at this defense.
It's quite a unit. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
And since this is such a good unit of covering passes down,
can't get away, and he's taken down.
Myles Garrett coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up fourth. Here's Tommy Townsend now.
As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Returnable here from the 38. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Out comes Anchorage to take over offensively.
They're looking sharp, out early to a 10-zip lead and looking for more as they've got it first and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down. There's no denying they want to get him involved. That's already the 5th time that they've looked his way in this first quarter.
So that tells me defensively that they want to insist on going in that direction. Make sure you've got your best people in the area to try and take that away.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll set up to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And they're into the end zone, but it's not verified yet. Hold on, there is a flag down. So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points.
Now Moody for the PAT.
He's got it, and it's 17-0. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive.
So an early advantage now, and a good one. 17-0 our scores. They kick this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense.
Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. Play action, and now here's Purdy to throw it. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
And that is not what you expect from a receiver of his caliber. Sometimes you get a little ahead of yourself. You don't look it in, and all of a sudden it's on the ground. A surprise to all.
Throwing on second down, it's Purdy.
Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down.
He was defended by Garrett Stanley.
Here's Purdy.
Flushed out right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Decent gain on the scramble is 6, but now it's 4th. The Seahawks send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. Take it in at the 22. It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
But Charles, they're really stringing these possessions and scores together early. We're still in the first quarter, but if they can score again here, look out.
Yeah, and as you taught me when we're broadcasting games, one word we're supposed to avoid, and that's blowout. But that's exactly what's going on here. Down 3 possessions just the first quarter. That goes beyond any worst-case scenario we might have thought.
Second quarter now, and it's our home team with possession, as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
On play action, they'll throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
They'll go with Akers here up the middle.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them.
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense.
Making that play on the pass rush, that's Devontae Wyatt.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle.
Well, I don't know if you ever go into a game expecting to attempt a kick of 62 yards. Charles, not only attempt it, but make it one of the longest kicks that we've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm not sure you ever go into a game expecting to kick one of this distance, but all the better kickers, they do dream of it. And they show what they can do in practice and convince their coaches to give them a chance. That one surely paid off.
The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now.
They start things off with a carry by Gibbs here.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Purdy's throw pulled in by Robinson here. Now inside the 25.
And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle.
Wan'Dale Robinson.
78 yards.
And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6.
Down 3 scores already. This game was really in danger of getting away from them. They needed a drive like that, especially on the road.
Not only to calm themselves, but maybe tamp down the crowd a little bit because everything was against them. As you noted, this game could have gotten away from them very easily, but instead, the calming drive, now they have a little bit more confidence. Okay, we're back in it. All right, we're ready to go. That was impressive.
And the defense now needs to reciprocate.
Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And that cuts this lead down to 13. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out comes Anchorage to take over offensively. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again.
Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
And his guys are going to take... ...21-yard line.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
On first down, Purdy.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30.
B.J. Ojulari
from that outside line. Gets in there. It's a loss of 9.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out. The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Touchdown, Seahawks. DK Metcalf. 29 yards.
And the Seahawks have cut it back within a score. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And the lead will shrink to 6. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Out comes Anchorage to take over offensively. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Here's a run with Akers on second down.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up.
All runners count on their eyes to find the gaps and creases, to find open space. There was absolutely none on that one. Totally swallowed up on that play.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
They'll set up the screen here to Akers.
And he'll lose yardage on this one, back to the 13. So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. Fielded at the 43. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. Looking back to that first quarter, they struggled, but now here in quarter 2, they seem to have some rhythm.
And it really shouldn't be a surprise to us, because when we were in the production meetings, we asked a few of the players about, hey, what if things get a little rocky early? They all said the exact same thing. We're prepared, so we're confident things will work out. And so far, they have started to do so.
Those 3 words we hear a lot: stay the course. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy. When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
Purdy now to throw.
And that is incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Here's the Anchorage offense back out now as we eke closer and closer to intermission. Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like, because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge, because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. They'll drop to throw.
Looking underneath, he's got Akers.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in coverage. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
They'll run on 1st down with Akers.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Going for a right side here, complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Well, it hasn't been a banner first half for the defense trying to cover him today, but they'll take that one right there, helping force that incompletion.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 5.
On third down, here's a run by Akers. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Cam Akers as the first half is winding down. And the Lumberjacks will extend their lead here just before halftime.
We see this a lot on third and short yardage, especially down here in the red zone. They're going to sell out to stop the run, try and hold them to a field goal. But once the running back gets past the first wave, the resistance can evaporate after that. And he not only picks up the first, but he takes it all the way into the end zone.
Moody good with the extra point. And the lead now stands at 13. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Only 2 quarters of football left in the regular season. Everybody's excited to get to the playoffs, so excited that we're just going to skip right over halftime and get back to the action. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the third. By no means certainly are they out of this contest. 2-score game start of the third quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, and that slope becomes even more slick if you come away empty-handed on this drive, because then you give them a chance to extend their lead. You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. It's what I call one of those calming.
Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. The second quarter starts off with a bang as they snag over 30 yards. So the big play gets them across midfield now for first and 10. Purdy from the gun. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Derek Stingley picks it. Tough one there. First drive of the third quarter, throw an interception, and now a chance that they could be in even a bigger hole if they can convert this into points.
Yeah, but how good do you feel if you're that defensive coordinator right now? Because you just know that the head coach looked at him and said, turn him loose, big man. And he'd be able to take a few extra chances playing with this type of a lead, and boy, it paid off.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin first and 10. And he's got room. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 56 yards now on the ground at just 7 carries. We often give credit to the O-line there. 2 tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Kind of a fine line when you're setting up the screen. You don't want to throw it too early and have the defense react too quickly, and you definitely don't want to throw it too late, and that way it's not formed perfectly. Got to make sure you hit it just right.
On the counter, this is Akers. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. Third down and 13. They'll look to throw here. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Offenses all over continue to be aggressive, and most people never turn down a shot at a deep ball. But oftentimes it attracts a little bit of extra attention, and it did on that play. But that one got knocked away.
But whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin the second half.
Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now start your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for your next possession.
And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
I think they want to start getting back into this game. It behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. A second down throw for Purdy. Robinson's got it. His second catch, and this one not nearly as electrifying as his first. And it'll bring up third down now.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Purdy looking to throw. This one hauled in, and again it's Robinson. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4, and he got 4 on third down. Back to throw, Purdy. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked up by Deommodore Lenoir. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and to come.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
They'll go again here with Akers. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Now a toss running left, Akers. Down to about the 32.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and now it's 3rd and 3.
Well, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
75 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front seven, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop. Back now here on EA Sports, as it looks like we are just about set and ready to begin with the fourth. Now a give. Akers running left. And they're going to get him down well short of the first, as he can only get this to about the 19. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and it'll be fourth down. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
But, you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field.
And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
This has obviously been a bad loss, but one of the few things they can still do is try and throw the ball all the way to the end zone and get some points on the board so they're not shut out over the final 2 quarters of this game.
Pressure comes and down he goes.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away.
And he'll take it just outside the 40. Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return.
Out comes Anchorage to take over offensively. Well, the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the 4th quarter, Charles, but you got the football, you're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field fired up about another chance to get into the end zone. Looks to me like this group is ready to crush any hope left on the opposing sideline, and they want to do it with some gusto, too.
When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff.
The offense on third down, they've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This is 3rd and 7.
Delay of game, offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Still 3rd down.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. Going right back to Akers.
No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And we will get another look at Seattle's offense. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game is played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. Purdy's this throw finds Smith and Jigba.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield.
On first down, it's Purdy.
And the Seahawks first down.
Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds.
From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Purdy.
Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Yards to go.
Purdy will look to throw again here. That is caught. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3. Here's Purdy on 1st and 10. Going right back to Smith-Njigba. And he'll be brought down with the first down after a gain of about 11, as that takes us to the 2-minute warning.
So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing here, Purdy. And complete to Smith-Njigba.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Purdy to throw it on 1st down.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time.
Derek Stingley picks it.
And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And this crowd has certainly liked what they've seen. Their guys fully expected to win this one coming in, and they have not disappointed as they've got the big lead here in the 4th. There to stop him, Juwan Bentley. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 27 yards there on a very nice 3rd down conversion.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
That's complete yet again to Fulton.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on first down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
Now a 2nd and 10.
That one looks like he'll throw here. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their